Hi, this is Vijay from Lavin. So today I want to talk about the manufacturing setup in China versus the manufacturing setup in India, and how India can really be competitive when it comes to becoming a manufacturing powerhouse. Now, what are the advantages of China? And this is my opinion, so China definitely has the scale, and they have competitiveness in terms of pricing. That is because they have access to a very cheap labor force, and I think that is changing, right? So if you look at how China has grown in the past couple of years, their labor costs have been increasing, and we have been hearing a lot from our customers that they are no longer competitive as much as they used to be in the past. So here is where India can actually benefit and establish as a manufacturing powerhouse. Now, one of the most critical things about manufacturing in China is protection of IP. I have heard many stories, however bizarre they might sound. This is coming from the horse's mouth. People who have tried to do business in China, there is always a risk of their IP getting stolen or something else. So, couple of instances that I would like to quote here, and some of them are my own experiences. Now, I just want to give a little bit of background about myself. So, I did my master's in the US in Washington DC. So, I've spent some quality time in the US, and I understand the culture there. I understand how things work, and I have worked with some of the technology giants like Intel and TSMC and Synopsys. I've also worked with in Taiwan. So I was in Taiwan for about 4 years. So I firsthand know what their work culture is, how things work in Taiwan, and how, being very close to China, of course, how they differ from China. And I've also seen how things work in China as well, right? So some of the experiences that I'm about to share, are people who have told me what has happened, when they try to do business with China. So there was this one, major technology company where I've heard stories where the Chinese military apparently came and took over their office for about a week or 10 days, and nobody knows what happened. And then they gave it back to them, right? So there's very little option for you to actually, protest or do anything about it. So that is one. The other is somebody who's very close to us, and they are in the machine tool manufacturing space. They wanted to showcase their machines in China in one of the machine tool exhibitions. And when they shipped out their machines from India, the machines were held up in by the customs department, and it was held up for about a week. So after that, when they gave back the machines, the machine was completely dismantled, so very unfortunate incident. Nobody knows what they did, probably they, tried to do some re-engineering so that they can have their product of their own. We don't know, this is speculation, but, it's very unfortunate for somebody, for something like this to happen, where they are trying to go and establish, or trying to sell their products in China, but these things really put you off, right? So these are a couple of stories that I've heard. There are many stories, and but the opinion that is formed is it's very hard for you to protect your IP when you try to do business in China. Now, this is where India can actually benefit, take advantage of the situation, especially now that we are kind of in the post-pandemic era. India can definitely take advantage of this situation, where India can establish herself as the manufacturing powerhouse of the world. This is the right time, according to me, where India can accelerate the Make in India initiative and become a manufacturing powerhouse. So I think with the right kind of policy framework, we can easily get there, at a record time. Now, India definitely, has a lot of advantages, when it comes to the manufacturing sector. We have access to a healthy workforce. And our labor costs are significantly lesser when compared to many other countries, right? So that is one huge advantage, and we are a democratic country, one of the largest democracies, and we are also one of the largest civilizations. We kind of know how to build things. We have been doing it for so many years now, right? So I'm sure we do know how to do that. So given these advantages, and as I said earlier, with the right kind of policy framework, and I trust in our government, they are on the right path of doing this. With the right kind of policy framework, with a very healthy workforce, access to cheap labor, also access to very highly skilled labor, India definitely can establish herself as a manufacturing powerhouse, and we can also accelerate the Make in India initiative, right? So we definitely are much better placed than China at this point of time, and we definitely should take this opportunity to go to the next level and become a manufacturing giant and increase our export market. And I believe that we can definitely do that. So, and we are on the right track. Well, thanks for watching. Yep.